How are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to round 3 of the NRL, where there are some blockbuster games this weekend. You know, we've got the grand final rematch on Thursday night between Penrith and Melbourne. We've got the biggest rivalry in rugby league on Friday night between South Sydney and the Sydney Roosters. There are some cracking games this weekend, a bunch of blockbuster games. If you're new to the channel around here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on. It is much appreciated. So, let's get into it, man. Round 3 of the NRL. It all begins on Thursday night, the grand final rematch, a blockbuster of a game. It is the Penrith Panthers up against the Melbourne Storm at Penrith Stadium. Kickoff is at 8 o'clock on Thursday night. The odds for the game, Penrith and Melbourne are both $1.90 favourites. It's going to be a blockbuster of a game, man. For the Panthers, they are 1 through to 17. There is some doubt on Nathan Cleary, but at this stage, he is expected to play. For the Melbourne Storm, though, Felice Kafusi is out due to suspension. So Tom Eisenhuth will go to the back row for the Melbourne Storm. Look, I think this game's going to go down to the wire. It's going to be a very close game. Very hard one to pick, but I have decided to go with the Melbourne Storm to win this game. They were defeated last week by Parramatta. It's not very often that you see Melbourne lose 2 games in a row. So I think Melbourne, they'll bounce back. A lot of uncertainty on Nathan Cleary. Coruscant's out as well for Penrith. So I think Melbourne get the job done on Thursday night. 18 points to 12. And I think Cameron Munster will be man of the match. So Melbourne to win by 6, 18-12. And Cameron Munster to be the man of the match. Friday night at 6 o'clock at WIN Stadium down there in Wollongong. It is the St. George Illawarra Dragons up against the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles. The Dragons are favourites here at $1.80. The Manly Sea Eagles are at $2. Very interesting game, this one. Could go either way, I reckon. For the Dragons, though, they are 1 through to 17 from last week. They are unchanged. For Manly, though, Andrew Davey is out due to that ACL injury. Wish him all the best. So Josh Schuster goes into the back row for the Sea Eagles. Dragons versus Manly. Tough game to pick. It could go either way. Manly haven't won a game yet this year. The Dragons did win last week. I think the Dragons will get the job done back at WIN Stadium for the first time this year. They want to try and prove that last week wasn't a fluke. So the Dragons, I think they'll beat Manly on Friday night. I'm going to go Dragons 26 points to 18. And I think Zach Lomax will be man of the match. So Dragons by 8, 26-18. And Zach Lomax to be the man of the match. Friday night at 8 o'clock at Stadium Australia, ANZ Stadium. It is the biggest rivalry in rugby league. The South Sydney Rabbitohs up against the Sydney Roosters. What a blockbuster of a game this is. The Roosters are favourites, though, at $1.60. The Rabbitohs are outsiders here at $2.35. What a cracking game this is on Friday night. Now, for the Bunnies, Josh Mansell comes back onto the wing for the Rabbitohs. Jackson Paulo drops out. Jacob Host is he's in the reserve, so he's 50-50. For the Roosters, though, Angus Crichton's back for the Roosters. He goes back into the second row. If Victor Radley's back for the Roosters, he goes into the bench for the Roosters. What a game this is going to be on Friday night. A blockbuster of a game. Souths against Roosters. Can't wait for it. Could go either way. My tip for the game, though, it's a real toss-the-coin game. Both sides have been pretty good to start the year. I think the Roosters will get the job done, though. I am tipping the Roosters to beat the Rabbitohs. 20 points to 18. So the Roosters by 2. I think Luke Keary will be man of the match. I think he'll be a little bit annoyed that he didn't get any Dally M points last week in that big win over the Tigers. So I think the Roosters will win. They've got a few players coming back like Radley and Crichton. I think Souths can win as well, but could go either way. But I'm tipping the Roosters to win 20 points to 18 and Luke Keary for man of the match. Now, Super Saturday all begins at 3 o'clock down there at GIO Stadium in Canberra. It is the Raiders versus the Warriors. The Raiders are short price favourites here at $1.20. The Warriors, massive outsiders here at $4.25. This game's at 3 o'clock on Saturday. For the Raiders, Jared Croker is back for the Raiders. A big inclusion there for the Green Machine. For the Warriors, Shano Harris-Tavita's out due to injury. Jermaine Tunil-Brown is also out. So, Bunty Afal will go to front row. And I think Kane Evans will come onto the bench for the Warriors. Look, with all due respect to the Warriors fans out there, I think the Raiders are going to win this game very comfortably. The Raiders have been a bit sloppy the first 2 rounds, but I think this week they will explode. I think that this is the week where they get their captain back, Jared Croker, and I just think this week is the week where the Raiders will show that they're not a sloppy side. They will come out and they will have a big win against the Warriors on Saturday. So I'm going the Raiders to win 34 points to 8. The Raiders to win by 26 points. I'm going Jack Whiten for man of the match. So Raiders to win 34-8. And I think Jack Whiten will be the man of the match. So the other game on Saturday at 5:30 up at Suncorp Stadium. It is the Broncos up against the Bulldogs. The Broncos are somehow favourites here at $1.70. The Bulldogs, they're at $2.15. This game is at 5:30 on Saturday at Suncorp Stadium. 4:30 if you're up there in Queensland. For the Broncos, I can't believe my eyes. They are 1-3-17 from last week. No changes made whatsoever. I can't believe that. For the Bulldogs, though, they got some young guy on the wing named Katoa. He's on the wing for the Bulldogs. I believe he's on debut. Also, Corey Waddell goes to the back row for Tyler Marino, was also out for the Bulldogs. Man, this game could go either way. I can't see it being high scoring. Both sides really struggle to score points. I think the Bulldogs will beat the Broncos, though. I don't know why. It could go either way. Maybe it's because the Bulldogs have more direction in the halves. I don't know. I think the Bulldogs will beat the Broncos, though. 16 points to 10. I think Kyle Flanagan will be man of the match. So, Bulldogs specials of the round, I reckon. Bulldogs to win 16-10. Kyle Flanagan for man of the match. Saturday night at 7:30 at Bankwest Stadium. It is the Parramatta Eels up against the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. The Eels are favourites here at $1.35. Cronulla at $3.10. For the Eels, Ryan Madison is out for the Eels, so Isaiah Papali'i goes to the bench. Goes to the second row, I mean. Ray Stone goes to the bench. Cronulla 1-3-17 from last week. Look, I think Cronulla are a chance here, but I think Parramatta will have too much class for the Sharks in this one. So I'm going the Eels to win by 10, 22 points to 12. And I think Junior Paulo will be man of the match. So Eels to win 22-12 and Junior Paulo for man of the match. Sunday football begins at 4 o'clock at McDonald Jones Stadium down there in Newcastle. It is the Newcastle Knights up against the West Tigers. Newcastle were favourites here at $1.30. The West Tigers are at $3.50. Now for the Knights, Phoenix Crosslane is out of the side, so Kurtman returns from injury. He goes back to 5'8". For the West Tigers, though, Joey Leilua has been dropped, so James Roberts returns. He goes onto the wing, goes into the centres, for the Tigers. Zay Musgrove also returns for the West Tigers, with Russell Packer dropping out, I believe. Oh, no, I don't know who drops out, doesn't say, but for this game, Newcastle versus the West Tigers, Mitchell Pearce's 300th game, so congratulations to Mitchell Pearce on that fantastic milestone. I think Newcastle will have a very big win on Sunday. The West Tigers, for mine, they're in trouble. They're in all sorts at the moment. I think Newcastle win. I think they'll win quite well here. So I'm going Newcastle to beat the West Tigers. 38 points to 8 on Sunday. Mitchell Pearce will man the match. 300th game. Newcastle would have a big win there. 38 points to 8. Pearce will man the match. And the final game of the round, Sunday night at 6:15 up at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. It's my team, the Cowboys, up against the Gold Coast Titans. Now, the Titans are favourites here at $1.45. The Cowboys are outsiders here at $2.75. What a very interesting game. The Cowboys, well, Kyle Felt, he's out due to that suspension, which I think is ridiculous. So, Murray Taulagi goes onto the wing. That's the only change for the Cowboys. As for the Titans, though, Ash Taylor is out. I don't know if he's been dropped or he's been injured, but Tanner Boyd goes to 5'8" for the Gold Coast. That's pretty much all the changes that they have made. Look, I've been saying it all week. I absolutely refuse to tip the Titans here, so I'm tipping the Cowboys to get their first win of the season on Sunday night. Go the Cowboys. I reckon they'll get the job done here. 23 points to 16. Cowboys to win by 7. I reckon it'll be a 6-point game or something with 5 to go. And then Michael Morgan will kick a field goal. So Cowboys to beat the Titans up there in Townsville. 23 points to 16. And Michael Morgan for man of the match. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up my tips. My tips for round 3 were Melbourne Storm, St. George Illawarra Dragons, Sydney Roosters, Canberra Raiders, Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, Parramatta Eels, Newcastle Knights, and the North Queensland Cowboys. The Bulldogs and the Cowboys are my specials of the round. Anyway, guys, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you guys go ahead, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.